video I've been wanting to do for a while now, especially since it has been 3 years actually TTCing now. It is how to deal with infertility in the workplace. I know this is a subject that a lot of people have to deal with because, you know, infertility causes you to stress out, it causes you to be emotional, it causes you to have to miss out on work, it causes you to have to be late, it causes you to have to come in, go home early. So it's a lot of issues that come with it that people tend to kind of not think about when they first start out on this journey. So the first thing that I would suggest that you do when you're just starting out on this journey, or it's probably not when you just started out, but it's probably more when you've been doing it for a couple of months now and people are starting to notice that you have been late, or you go home early, or you're staying home a lot more, or you're always sick, or you're always calling out, is to, you know, find a supervisor or somebody that is in a supervisory role to let them know about the situation. So they just won't be going about thinking that you're lazy or that you don't want to come to work, or, you know, why is she never doing this, or why is she never here, or why her number's not up. It's not because you don't want to perform, it's because you have a lot on your plate. Prior to where I am now, I had a really supportive like group of people around me who didn't ask questions, who fully understood what exactly was going on, and they were really accommodating to all the things and all the treatments and all the appointments and things that I had to do. But then sometimes you get people who feel like basically you're lying or something, or who want proof of every appointment, of every time you have to go to get medication, of every time you have to go do this. And that gets tiresome. So, you know, pick and choose who you need to let know, who you need to let know about this whole situation, just so you can be comfortable with your job situation as well. Next thing that I would suggest that you do is learn your HR's policy on medical leave and just medical related items. Once you know that, you're basically good. They can't really touch you once you know the limitations and the extent of what you can and cannot do at your company or wherever you're at. So I would definitely suggest learning that, looking at your options, looking at what kind of leave you have available to you when it comes to all this stuff, and just trying to figure out how many days you can, like how much time can you take off safely and still be protected with have your job be protected. The side effects of the medications that you are on, fertility meds, women in general have to deal with a lot month to month with like periods and stuff. So think about how that is in a normal person, and then add on pills like Clomid, pills like Femara, Gonal-F, Avadril, all of it on everything, and they cause you to be basically super duper bitchy. You have to learn how to balance the effects of the medications in your work life. And I know it's easier said than done, but you know, if I can make it, then you can make it too. So, and you know, you have to realize that when you go to work, people notice this stuff. People notice that you are more grumpy than you usually are, or you're snapping more than you usually are. So you have to kind of learn how to reel it in a little bit. I even noticed that myself. I know I have snapped on people. I come home and tell Jason all the time how I've snapped on somebody today and I told somebody off, because it's not that I can't control it, but it's more like with me, I'm usually an introvert, and with these medications I feel more like extroverted, and it kind of motivates me to tell people how I really feel, because I have so much built up just energy and just feelings and emotions and stuff, and I have to let it out. And if I don't let it out, then I'm going to be more of a raging nutcase the majority of the time. So basically, just learn how to try to learn how to control your emotions when you're at work and just on jobs and stuff. And even one thing I've had to deal with is because I told somebody at my job, I was like, I cannot be in this position because my stress levels are already up to here, and I am overly emotional right now. I've been overly emotional for the last couple of months with the medications that I'm on. I don't need to be somewhere where people are going to just constantly be on me and constantly trying me and constantly trying to get a reaction from me. That is not the place for me. So they were like, well, maybe you need to get tested. Maybe you need to go see a psychiatrist or something. Maybe we need to go send you to the doctor so that we can make sure that you're okay and that you're fit to be working. And I'm like, I'm fine to be working, but I'm just letting you know that putting me into this situation when you already know that I have these issues going on is basically aggravating it. It's like you're just picking at a scab and you're expecting nobody to snap back at you. But eventually I got moved back to a normal position where I am fine and happy and sane. And I don't have to worry about people just nitpicking and just trying to just get me to snap all the time. So that is a good thing. And that wouldn't happen if I did not stand up for myself and ask the question of why would you put me here when you know this is what I'm doing? This is what I'm going through on a daily basis. I do not need to be in this situation. And that's another thing that you need to learn, how to speak up in situations where you don't feel feel uncomfortable. You know, speak up. I'm not saying that you need to go tell people that you don't need to be at every little position, or you don't need to do this and you don't need to do that, because you want to keep your job still, but you want to do it in a respectful way where they understand that, you know, in the long run, this is going to be helpful for you and it's going to be helpful for them. Because so the next thing I suggest to people when dealing with infertility in the workplace is to find a support system. A support system could be your co-workers. Like, I have co-workers who I talk about this stuff with, who understand and who take up for me at work because of this whole situation. Because, you know, people look at me like, one, I'm a loner, which I am slightly. I am slightly a loner because I've always been that way since I was little. And then people kind of think like, you know, oh, well, she don't want to do her job, or she don't want to go over here for us to hang out, or all that stuff. And it makes you resent a lot of things, and you really do need a support system in your corner. If your family is supportive of this whole journey, then let them know, or let somebody in your family know. But I know a lot of people do not have supportive family members when it comes to fertility related things. They feel like, you know, you should just wait and let God do what he needs to do. Find someone to talk to and find someone to vent to about this situation. Next thing is to understand that you're not alone in this. You may feel alone at your job. You may feel like you're the only one that's going through this stuff, but you're not. There are more people. There are millions of women and men that are going through this every single day, and that have learned to juggle dealing with the medications and the appointments and the scheduling conflicts. And, you know, you're just remember, you're not alone. There's a whole community of people who are dealing with the same things that you're dealing with in the TTC community. You can go Google things right now. You can go search YouTube for videos. You can find the support you need if you want to seek the support. Don't just sit there and suffer all alone because you feel like nobody cares, or nobody would talk to you, or nobody would be able to help you, or just nobody understands. There are people out there that understand. And if you ever feel like you want to talk to anybody, if you follow my channel or anything, you can always email me. My email address is always in the description box below. I've talked to plenty of people online that I don't even know from Adam, and they tell me all kinds of things, and I can relate to them because we're going through the same kind of things. So, you know, understand that. The next thing is, it is okay to be emotional. It is okay to sometimes have to excuse yourself from situations and just be like, hey, I just need this. I need 5 minutes to myself. Go in the bathroom, you know, do whatever. Cry if you got to. Write a note, you know, I don't know. Find some way to release the emotions and the energy that is building up inside of you, because keeping it inside of you is not going to do any good to anybody. Believe me, I know. So make sure you find an outlet, and make sure that you understand that if you decide not to go to somebody's baby shower or some kid's little play date or some family function or some holiday, you are not a bad person. You are not a bad person at all. You are a normal human being going through a situation that hurts you to the core. So just, you know, just understand that there are other people, there are people that are rooting for you, there are people that are going through the same thing you're going through, and it's okay. It's okay to be emotional, and it's okay to say no at times. So, but anyway, so another thing is dealing with friends who give you comments that are not so supportive. Understand that everybody doesn't really fully understand what exactly you're going through. They kind of look at it like, hey, oh well, they're just having a hard time getting pregnant. It's not really anything serious, and they kind of give you these insensitive remarks. Just remember that you know your friends, and you know that they mean well when they say these things that feel rude and feel insensitive to you. And just remember to kind of just brush it off, and don't let it affect you as much as it does at times, because they don't really know what they're saying. They really don't. And you know, that's just something you have to teach them as you go along with this journey. You have to let them know that, hey, this, be like, just walk up to them, or you know, wait till another situation presents itself where you feel comfortable telling them, you know, hey, such and such, I didn't feel comfortable when you said, you know, that what I'm going through doesn't matter. Or you know, just tell them, hey, when you said that you should be happy that you don't have any kids yet, you can still live your life and be free, that made you hurt inside, because this is one of the things that you really want in life. So just understand that, you know, they're kind of naive to the whole situation, and they're really not aware of the full extent of what you go through. So they mean well, but they just don't know how to put it. That is all I have for the way I deal with infertility in the workplace and in life in general. If you have any more suggestions or tips and tricks that have worked for you in the past, please leave them below in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys soon.
It could be you, the problem, and I mean,